there, good morning. You've tuned into ET now, and this is Buy Now Sell Now with me, D'Souza. Along with me, I have Shrishti Sharma. Good morning to you, Shrishti.
Good morning.
And it's a very special day coming in for all of our viewers, especially women viewers out there, because today we will be celebrating special, or not celebrating, or rather we will have a women's special show on Buy Now Sell Now, where we will discuss investment strategies for the women, making sure that all the women out there are financially independent as well. And this episode, or the special edition, will be on the 2nd and the 4th Wednesday of every month. So today is the first day that we will be undertaking this mission to make sure that we address as many as queries coming in from all of our women investors who write to us day in and day out. So 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month is when we will have the special episode. But let's take a look at what the markets are doing at this point in time. Because if you look at the markets, yes, we gave up all the gains in yesterday's trading session, but today we are actually in a better footing. In fact, we are trading with mild gains as of now. Nifty has reclaimed that 22,700 mark. Let's look at what Sensex is doing. Remember, Sensex yesterday scaled the coveted 75,000 mark, and today you have Sensex struggling, or rather trying to make that comeback once again. So 74,900 is what we've reclaimed in today's trading session. Let's look at what Nifty Bank is doing. Is that also moving in tandem with the benchmark in today's trading session? Remember that you have a positive note coming in from Bernstein on HDFC Bank. So let's take a look. There you go. It is 10% uptick coming in for Nifty Bank. Broader markets, whether they are also holding on to positive territory, because yesterday's trading session, broader markets ones that actually slipped in the trade first, actually, Shrishti. So if you look at the broader markets holding on to gains, and in the sectoral picture, pharma is the only sector that's in the negative territory, while metals is leading the gains in today's trading session, Shrishti.
Well, yes, metals is definitely leading the rally, but on the show today, we will be joined by a very special guest as well. Shahina Mukadam and Dhwani Patel will be joining us, and they've already joined us live on the show. So we will get their take on a lot of sectors and all your stock related queries. But Cheryl, definitely it's the women's special that we are doing, and that's indeed great to have, because for today both of our guests are from the women's fraternity.
Absolutely. Let's bring on board our researcher also, who is standing by patiently. That's Ashesha, who is also going to part of this women's special episode. And Ashesha, coming to you, Jefferies has actually come out with a brokerage note on metals, where they've maintained a whole stance on JSW Steel, buy on Tata Steel. But not just that, you have Vedanta and NMDC in particular that are surging in trade today. Vedanta, I believe, is on a brokerage note, and NMDC, a lot of things working in its favor. To outline all of this for us.
Well, yeah, Jefferies is maintaining its positive stance on the Indian metal and mining space. Their preferred pick being Coal India, followed by Hindalco and Tata Steel. So for Coal India, they are maintaining their buy stance with a target price of 550. As far as JSW Steel is concerned, they are maintaining their hold rating on the quarter, but they've gone ahead and hiked their target price to 900 from their target price of 800. Moving on to Tata Steel then, where they are maintaining their buy rating, target price now at 200, and Hindalco also they are maintaining their buy rating with the revised target price now standing at 700 versus their earlier target price of 610 rupees per share. They are clearly very positive on this sector. They say that the recent recovery in PMI data, not only from China but across the globe, from across emerging and developed markets, is seeing signs of momentum and probable increase in commodity demand going forward. They say metal and mining team at Jefferies very positive on this stance on this sector, and hence they've gone ahead and hiked their price on several of these names.
Well, thank you so much, Ashesha, for taking us through what all is happening in the metal space, and which are the stocks that are on the brokerage's radar, but which are the stocks that our experts are eyeing on. Let's understand from them, and let's go to both of our special guests joining us. Shahina as well as Dhwani are with us today. And Shahina, very good morning to you. Firstly, your on the metal space, and today all these metal counters are shining bright, but still at these points, where do you find opportunity and value?
Yeah, actually, metals is a sector that's come back into the investment, I would say for a lot of investors. That is because we've seen raw material prices actually stabilize. For example, iron ore, you're talking of NMDC, have come slightly higher over the last couple of months, but at the same time, they're much lower if you look at it on a long-term basis. So raw material prices are stable, and you have even the finished product prices. Whether you're looking at steel or you're looking at aluminium, I think the prices are stable, and in fact, they're inching up. China is actually the demand is picking up. So to that extent, I think metals are likely to continue to do well. If you talk of my best picks from here, I will go with the JSPL. I think they are more, they would benefit more from lower raw material prices rather than a Tata Steel. But I think both look good over a medium to longer term. Hindalco looks good because you have Novelis, which is likely to come out with an IPO. To that extent, all the three look good. These would be my top picks in the overall metal space.
Those are the top picks coming in from the metal space. What's your take actually, Shahina, primarily on Vedanta? Because today you have CLSA that's turned bullish on the counter. The stock has also been performing very good of late. Do you think that things are bound to change for Vedanta going ahead and outlook looks brighter that most of them are actually outlining?
Well, actually, if you look at it in pure fundamentals, if you look at it in numbers, it is possible, they will do very well because of stable metal prices. Crude oil prices also are pretty high as of now. But I would, as a long-term investor, still avoid it because of management issues. There are times when you hear that there's talk of delisting, there's talk of splitting, there's talk of various other issues that keep cropping up. The debt is very high. So there are talks of reducing the debt in some format or another for the group. So I think, this is a stock that is more in the technical category as rather than, if I'm not comfortable buying it and holding it for the very long term, it needs constant review.
So that's the take coming in on Vedanta in particular. Do you concur with Shahina, actually Dhwani? A very good morning to you, Shahina, as well as Dhwani. And Dhwani, do you concur with her when you talk about Vedanta that it could be a play on the technical front, given the fact that we've seen a good rise in Vedanta, a good comeback coming in on that counter, and also what's your take on the entire metals pack?
Good morning. And now talking about the entire metal pack, we're definitely seeing some rally coming in over here. Vedanta definitely is on the buy side on the technical front over here, for the reason being that the weekly chart, what we are seeing over here is that in current week for 340 has acted as a breakout level on Vedanta over here. Now the next target technically that's coming over here is a 400, post 400, 415 is what we are eyeing up over here. On the stop loss side, the level that we need to maintain over here is of 350. Given 350 holds out on Vedanta, technically with the volumes, we are seeing upward surge in this particular counter, and it's coming up as a buy over here.
All right, that's the take coming in on Vedanta. With this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. As we come right back, we will be kickstarting to take all your stock-related queries. So stay tuned for more.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell on ET Now, and today is going to be the first episode of our women's special. Remember that we will be holding this episode every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, where we will be taking viewer queries, especially viewer queries from all of our women investors and all of them who've been writing to us day in and day out to understand how can they invest smartly and much better in the market. We will be discussing the right investment strategies for them as well, and hopefully this will help them become much more financially independent, financially stable, also take a right call, whether it's based on technicals as well as fundamentals on their stock picks. Remember, viewers, you can write to us on the WhatsApp number in a short time from now that will be flashing on your screen. Do remember, each time you write to us, mention your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in, mention that name as well, along with the buy price, the quantity, as well as the time horizon. In that way, our experts will be able to help you better. And talking about our experts, since this is the first episode of our women's special, today we have two very special women experts. We have Shahina Mukadam, who is known for a fundamental fundamental analysis, and we have Dhwani Patel, who is known for a technical analysis. So let's bring on board all the investor queries then. The first query that I have is coming in from Srimati Padma Siva Rao, who's writing to us from Bangalore, and wants to know if now is the right time to go ahead and buy Moil. Would it be an advisable move actually? What's your take on that, Dhwani? We did speak in depth about the metal space just a short while ago, but particularly when you talk about Moil, do you think it's the right time to invest in this particular counter, given the fact they've seen a good rise of only 30%, 35% over the last few months, and also it's a PSU counter?
Absolutely. Looking at Moil over here on a daily chart structure, we have seen the bottoms forming at 260 level, post which we have seen an upward rise coming in on this counter. The breakout given over here on at 320, which leaves a room for 60 points up from there. We've still not achieved the entire target, so definitely it's a good time to enter into Moil on short-term basis over here. The target for this one extends up to 420, and the stop that ideally one needs to maintain over here is of 320.
All right, that's the day coming in on Moil. We're moving on then, and Shahina, this one is specifically for you. This one is coming from Tanvi from Bangalore, and she says that she is holding 100 shares of Zen Technologies at a price of 366 rupees. What's the view coming in on this one? Should she go ahead and book profit at this point in time, or continue to hold on?
She should continue to hold on, but even from current level, has performed. I think it's better to hold this mid-cap IT.
All right, the next one is coming in from Poonam Anand on Agrotech, 75 shares at the price of 820, and Sterlite Tech, 250 shares at a price of 156 rupees per share. Shahina, what's your take on both of these counters? I'm not sure if you track Agrotech, but Sterlite Tech definitely had the QIP news that made sure that the stock saw a huge bump up in yesterday.
Yeah, I think Sterlite Tech has a lot happening, and also the QIP will help, the fundraising will help it to expand. So to that extent, it's continues to be a buy. As far as Agrotech goes, I believe their stock has actually given a good correction. It's stabilizing at current levels. At the same time, I do not think that this is a good level to hold it at. So one can actually partly book profits, and if you want to buy it at lower levels.
Moving on then, and Dhwani, since you discussed about one of the metal counters, that is Moil, another query from the same sector that I have is coming from Anjana from Kolkata, and she says that given the bullish momentum in the metal counters and the space, can she go ahead and buy Nalco, Hindalco, or rather Hindustan Copper at current price, medium-term investment outlook? So what will be your advice?
Absolutely. Looking at all the counters over here, Nalco is where I find the momentum continuing further. The weekly over here looks pretty interesting to me, as we have seen 3 weeks of a rally, and this is the 4th week where we're continuing the upward rise in Nalco over here. The derivative data is very interesting, where we are seeing higher ranges open up. The next range over here that I'm seeing on derivatives data open up is around 200 levels. So from current level, definitely Nalco is where one should bet on. The stop loss on the lower side that needs to be maintained here is of 173 to 172 levels. Given that holds out, we will see further upward rise coming on this one for a target of 200 over here.
All right, this one is coming in from Prashanti, who's writing to us all the way from Sydney, and Prashanti has mentioned that she enjoys a fantastic program. She's writing to us for the first time, and she's looking to buy DLF as well as Inox at current levels. She wants to know what sort of a target that she can keep in mind for a 2-year time frame. I'll take this to you actually, Shahina. Will you be able to help her with some sort of a target coming in for DLF and Inox India? And also, does it make sense to buy both of them at current levels?
I think both look good, especially DLF. Real estate as a sector also is back on the buying list of investors. Then she can, if she buys it currently, she can look for target close to about 1,100, 1,150 for the 1-year period. As far as Inox goes, there also I think she can buy it. Maybe she can, I think you're referring to Inox India or Inox Wind. So I'm not sure which you're talking about. So if you're talking
I'm talking about Inox India actually, Shaheen. Inox India.
Yeah. So Inox India looks good even at current levels, and if she buys it, if she buys it currently, she can buy it and hold it for a target of close to about 1,500, 1,550 over the 1 year period.
All right, that's the take coming in on Inox India. But Shahina, once again coming to you because this query is coming from Rita Banerjee, and she has invested in a couple of PSU counters, namely BEL, where she got into 500 shares at a price of 188 rupees, sitting at profits in this one, and another profitable was HAL for her, where she bought 30 stocks at a price of 2,979 rupees. Now she wants to know what to do with these names, and can she go ahead and add more at current market price? What will we advise?
Yeah, both good at even current levels. But you know what? See, with the way the market is, I think it's better if you buy it with a 1 to 3 year type of investment horizon. Both the stocks look good even at current levels, and they have got good orders coming in from defense, and I think this is one sector that's likely to do well. So yes, you can go on adding, but keep buying it in parts, not the whole chunk at one go.
All right, this one is coming from Gayatri, who's writing to us from Trichy, and she's invested in Piramal Enterprises as well as IEX for the last couple of years, and she's suffering loss around 22% in both of them. She's mentioned she's a long-term investor. She wants to know whether she should continue to look at them or stay put with them or sell it off. Actually, I'll take both of your views on this. Let me come first to you, Dhwani. On the charts, how are both of these counters looking like, given the fact that she's holding it on for a long term, the stocks have fallen, and let's not forget that there have been news specific information also that have marred the stock performance over the couple of years. So what's your take on the charts? Will she be able to recover her losses?
Looking at PEL over here, firstly, I do not see much of a recovery coming in on this. The stock has been trading in a downward trend since 2018. On weeklies, we are not seeing any bounce on the positive side coming in. The stock is technically below all its important moving averages on a weekly chart on a broader term perspective over here. I do not see any recovery coming in on PEL. From my side, it will be an exit recommendation coming in on PEL. Talking about IEX, IEX has been more of a trader favorite counter right now of lately, as it's been trading in a range that we are seeing on the higher side. 160 to 165 is the range that we are holding out, and on the lower side 120 is where we are holding the support level. So there's a trading range that's going on. On the higher side, I see next bounce coming in till 165, so she can hold on, and based on the levels given 165 breaks out, further momentum can be built up. But as of now, IEX can be hold on over here. An exit from Piramal is suggested.
Right, so that's based purely on the technical front. But Shahina, what's your take on Piramal Enterprises and IEX? Like I said, yes, there have been news-based information also that have actually impacted the stock prices for both of these counters. But what's your take of, as a longer-term investor, on fundamentals and not looking at the short blips, wants to stay and ride the tide?
Well, there could be a better time in future to get into both of them. Both of them are fundamentally decent stocks, but as of now, you take for example Piramal Enterprises. They have into losses, huge losses, because of the restructuring that they are undergoing. But AUM is improving. There is competition also coming in, but given the group profile, I think if you're an investor, better to buy it at dips, which I don't think now is the bottom. So I think you need to wait. I agree with Dhwani. On IEX also, I think there is a great opportunity in terms of business for electricity trading to improve, but there is competition coming in. The stock has not given you a decent, good return over the last 1 to 1.5 years. So I think both these stocks, better to buy it at dips, even from here on, let it decline a bit more, let it stabilize, and then you can invest.
Right, that's the take coming in on IEX. We're moving on, and Dhwani, coming to you for the next query. This one is from Reema from Pune, and she's holding shares of RBL Bank from an average price of 219 rupees, 180 share in quantity. Can she add more at current market price, where she wants to stay invested maybe for the next 3 months?
Absolutely. Talking about RBL Bank, definitely we have seen some upticks coming in on this one. The stock made a base around 220 levels from where she's holding. So that's good buy level that she's entered into. From there, we've seen upward rally coming in, and this rally should continue on the higher side till 275 to 80 levels. So in my suggestion, she can hold on to this one. Adding further on this one is not suggested right now, given that we are closer to the resistance zone over here. So holding but not adding in, and a trailing stop loss over here on the lower side to lock in your profits at 255.
All right, this one is coming in from Shaswat, who's writing to us from Delhi. She wants a short-term view on Tata Chemicals, holding 50 shares at a price of 880 rupees per share. What's your take coming in on this one, Dhwani? Tata Chemicals in particular, though she's making a good set of profits, I think she would have made much more profits given the fact that the stock had seen a huge rally, but that has actually tempered from those levels. But what's your take coming in on Tata Chemicals? What should she do for short-term?
Definitely post the rally, we did see some profit taking coming in on this particular counter, but then we are again on the up move in this counter. Here on, I do see that the upward momentum will continue. We are seeing upward momentum coming in phase-wise manner, where we are seeing a certain move coming in of about 4% and then a halt. So currently also from these levels, definitely the stop loss over here on the lower side that one needs to maintain is of 1130 and can further hold on to this counter. She would definitely see more profits coming in. 1225 is the first level, and post which 1300 is also achievable on this counter.
All right, that's coming in on Tata Chemicals. But Shahina, coming to you for the next query. This one is a short-term query coming from B. Soumya. She wants an advice on two counters. First is Nykaa. She entered at a price of 153 rupees, and Zomato entered at a price of 100 rupees. And she wants to know, is this a good time to actually book out profits in any of these? And if not, then at what price point she can go ahead and actually accumulate more any of these counters, be it Nykaa or Zomato? Your
For the longer term, given the competition profile of the overall business for both the counters, I would be a buy dip on, or even hold whatever levels you have on Zomato. As far as Nykaa goes, yes, it's given a short-term bounce because of decent numbers expected. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of competition coming in from the Reliance Group. So I would avoid investing in Nykaa.
Right, so that's the take coming in on Nykaa for now. But on that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. When we come back, we'll continue taking all the queries sent by investors, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now show, where we get you answers for all your related queries. And continuing the same, the next query that I have, Shahina, is coming from Bharti Dave from Gandhinagar. She is a long-term investor, and I'm not sure whether you track this counter or not. She has a Syncom formulation. This is actually 6 rupees 50 paise where she entered. So I don't think so you track this one or not. And if that's not in your coverage, Shahina, then can you actually advise her on Motherson Sumi Wiring? She has bought the shares at a price of 55 rupees. So is that a hold or exit at this point?
It's a hold. I think in the auto ang space, this is a stock that will do well. It's got even products in the EV space that are likely to do very well in the longer term. So it's definitely a hold.
All right, this next question that I have is coming in from Reshma Bhatia. She wants to know about sale Steel Vedanta, which we discussed at the start of the show, but she's making 20% profit and above in all three counters. Should she go ahead and book profits then? Dhwani, what should she do when it comes to these counters? Already seen very good, healthy set of returns. What's your take?
I would suggest that keep on holding on these counters. You're already making good profits. The ideal strategy here would be to trail your stop losses and keep on holding on to the overall metal pack, as we are definitely seeing some rally coming in over here. For sale, the stop loss on the lower side comes over here at 150, 145 levels, 140 to 150 levels that are currently holding on to in the counter. So we will see further move continuing on sale over here. Talking about Tata Steel, we definitely see some profit taking coming in on this one over here, but the support level for Tata Steel on the lower side is coming over here at 157 levels. Given 157 holds out on Tata Steel, we'll be seeing further momentum building up again. So it's a buy on dips on this particular counter as well. talking about Vedanta, Vedanta also is in an upward move. We are seeing back-to-back action on the buying side coming in over here. This week also we've seen some 13% gains and are holding on for further gains over here. The trailing stop loss for Vedanta on the lower side over here is of 345.
All right, a lot of metal counters being discussed today, and definitely we are seeing great rally in that as well. But shifting focus to the banking space then, and Shaheen, the next query is coming from Sudarshana from Bangalore. Firstly, she wants an advice on J&K Bank. She's holding 500 shares from a price of 134 rupees. Is that a hold or sell at this point? And Shahina, she also has Vodafone Idea as well. 10,000 shares at a price of 12 rupees 40 paise. Almost at a cost. What's your view in both of these names?
I think she should hold on to both of them. They have started actually performing, in the last couple of, I would say, weeks. So I think it's a hold on both of them, J&K Bank also, as well as Vodafone Idea, because of the stock, because of the fundraising, the stock is likely to consolidate, and then depending on the outcome of the investments, it could do better from here.
Right, this one is coming in from Neha, who's writing to us from Bangalore, and Neha is one of our oldest viewers when it comes to buy now, sell now. So let me take her query in two parts with you, Dhwani. First, asking about IGL. She's holding from the levels of 445 rupees per share. She wants a 3-month sell target for this particular counter.
Absolutely. So on this particular counter, we've seen the overall IGL, Gujarat Gas, MGL, seen some upward buying momentum continuing on this one. Talking particularly about IGL over here, IGL also is on the uptick. For a period of 3 months, what I would suggest is that the next level I see over here is 500. 500 once breaks out 510. These are the two resistance levels that I see over here on this particular counter. Can hold on to it for the target of 510 over here.
The second part of her query is that she's shortlisted 4 stocks for a 3 to 4 month trade. One is Castrol, the other one is Anand Rathi Wealth, Nuvama, and Hindustan Zinc. These are the 4 counters. Out of these 4, do you think any of these counters can deliver about 25% returns in the next 3 to 4 months?
Absolutely. So Castrol is one that is been on our radar since yesterday. We've seen a breakout coming in on Castrol from the levels over here of 220 in yesterday's session, and we are definitely holding on to this one. Disclaimer that we've recommended it to our clients yesterday itself with the breakout. On current levels, she can hold on to this one and expect on the high side that the stock would give a move at about 260. Post 260, we'll see some fresh highs also coming in on this counter as well. On the lower side, the stop loss that you need to maintain over here on this counter is of 205.
All right, those are the levels that you should look out for when it comes to Castrol India. We're moving on, and Shahina, the next query that I have is coming from Seema, and she's written to us from Dubai. And she wants long-term view rather, on 2 counters. Firstly is Divi's Lab. She's been holding the shares from a price of 3,900, and Tanla Platforms from a price of 1,100 rupees. What is the long-term view in both of these, and any target prices as well to look out for?
Well, I think DV Labs has given a bounce as of now, and I would prefer buying the stock at dips, not at current levels. Stock in terms of generic API prices are stabilizing in the international markets. So it looks like a stock that will do well in the longer term, but better to buy at dips. The second one you mentioned is Tanla Platforms. There, I believe the Tata Group company. It's while on fundamentals, the numbers actually you can't really comment because it's not really making too much of money as of now. But I think the plans are very much in place. So I think Platforms, any dips you get would be a good buy. Both the stocks are decent buys for the longer term. If you're holding it, buy it at dips.
All right, since metals is the rage, it looks like everyone is latching on to that theme. Dhwani, this one, Sunita, who's writing to us from Bangalore, who already has Hindustan Copper, purchased 355 rupees per share. She wants to know, should she wait for the target of about 400 rupees per share to kick in for this particular counter? What's your take coming in on Hindustan Copper?
it's the metal pack is a no-brainer right now. You are just riding the wave along with the entire segment over here. So yes, absolutely, we have to give it a trailing stop loss over here and hold on to this counter. The trailing stop loss now over here is at 335 levels for Hindustan Copper. That out, we don't see any structural reversal coming in, and 400, you expect a target of 400 plus over here.
All right, moving on to the next one, and this one is coming from Anuradha from Mumbai, and Shaheen. She's holding 400 shares of Camlin Fine Sciences from a price of 77 rupees. She's a long-term investor and can hold the stock maybe for more than 5 years. What's your view on this one? And can she also go ahead and buy Archean Chemicals or Orient Carbon in the specialty space as well? Any of the counters that you track?
Well, Camlin Fine, I would not recommend any investment at current levels. It's a small cap stock, about 1,700 crores of market cap. So I would suggest you wait and relook at it after a couple of months. The other two stocks I don't track actually.
All right. This one is coming from CG from Karnataka. Uno Minda is the stock. Shahina wants to know whether it's good to hold on to the stock or look to exit. The buy price for CG is 666 rupees per share, making profits on this one.
No, it's better to continue to hold on at current levels also. But the stock has, actually come off quite a bit from its highs. But I believe it will consolidate at current levels and give you a decent return. So hold.
Moving on to the next query that I have. This one is coming from Nalini Subramaniam from Chennai, and Dhwani, she wants advice and the short-term targets on 3 counters. Any of the stocks that you like: Sun TV, PESE or Piramal Pharma at current market price. Any of the stock that you like at this point in time, and any targets as well? Dhwani?
Right. Talking about, yes, absolutely. 3 counters. I was just taking a look at the chart structures of all the 3 over here. Talking about Sun Pharma first over here. So definitely the entry level for this counter is above 200 and we're talking about Sun TV, right, over here?
TV.
Yes. So Sun TV is where I'm expecting 630 levels. 630 is where we see fresh breakout coming in over here. We've already seen the stock make a bottom at 580, and given a breakout above 630, she can expect more gains coming in on this one. Positionally, the target over here above 630 comes at 675 and 680 levels. So I would suggest a buy recommendation on Sun TV given a breakout above 630.
All right, this one is coming in from Rebecca. This one is for you, Shahina. One lot of popular vehicles. She got it at the IPO. She's presently in a loss. She wants to know what's the fundamental of this stock. What is it worth holding for 2 years, at least to make some sort of a gain? What's your take coming in? And actually, Shahina, one of the crucial elements that we also need to address is the fact that we've seen a frenzy that happened in the IPO market. Everyone making a lot of money, given the fact that the markets also were on a high. But how pertinent it is to know that the fundamentals behind a company before you actually go ahead and subscribe to these IPOs to make these IPO IPO pop or listing pops.
Actually, needs to be a bit careful and not just chase, if you have a premium in the market before the IPO, you go ahead and buy it. Especially talk of this company or popular vehicles, it's better even to get out at this levels also. Maybe she's not making too much of money, but it's better to book her losses or profits or whatever it is and get out. See, for new IPOs, that is an issue. I think the most important thing when you're investing in an IPO is actually the promoter, the management quality. That is the most important thing. And then, of course, what is the track record of the promoter, as well as what is the business outlook? What is the type of business that they are in actually? And then invest in an IPO looking at valuations, and then hold it for the longer term. I think if you're just playing the short-term game of booking profits or listing, you don't really make too much money, because nowadays you just get a very low quantity of stock in the first place, and it's not in my view, it's not a great business to be in. If you're investing, invest for the longer term, invest in good quality stocks.
Right, that's a very pertinent point actually coming in from Shahina. Invest in quality stocks, invest in good stocks. Make sure that you at least take a note of what the business is, what the company, at least if the management quality of the quality of the management as well. All of these are very pertinent, even though if you are actually investing in a counter just for that listing pop as well. So it's crucial that all of our viewers who are actually tuning in actually take note of that, isn't it, Shrishti?
Well, yes, absolutely. And that's what we guide. That's the guidance by our experts as well. And show is specially curated for all the women investors out there. So let's try and benefit the most out of that. And the next query I have is also a long-term query actually, Shahina. This one is coming from Sudha Rani. She wants an advice on Sola Vineyards. She is holding 250 shares at the price of 558 rupees. Can she hold for the long term? What's your view on this one?
Yeah, she can actually hold for the long term. It's likely to be a slightly outperform the overall market. So the stock has given you a decent return. So I would say, yeah, you can continue hold and then look for an pop from here to actually profits.
All right, coming to you, Dhwani. Then this one is coming from Shalini, who is writing to us from Kerala. She is a regular viewer of the show. She wants to invest about 1 lakh or so in 2 to 3 stocks for the short to medium term, and also she wants to know which stocks should she look to invest in and at what levels.
Absolutely. We've already been talking about the metal pack in the entire show. So one of the stocks that you can pick up is from the metal packs. That definitely sounds like a good idea over here. Apart from that, I am seeing fresh breakouts coming in over here on IOC as a counter. So IOC is also one of the recommendations that one can buy into from current levels. Also, we are seeing an upward coming in over here. 195 is a short-term target over here on IOC. On the lower side, the stop loss that one needs to maintain over here is of 168. So IOC is one of the buy recommendations coming in. Apart from that, looking at a short-term perspective over here, I am looking at the banking counters, and amongst the banking counters, ICICI Bank is also one over here where I am seeing a buying action coming in. Overall, yes, we are seeing private sector banking also outperforming over here. So ICICI Bank also is one that one can buy on into over here. We've seen a breakout also coming in yesterday's session. The stop loss on the lower side for ICICI has to be in at 1,090 levels over here. 1,090 holding out on the short-term basis. We'll see 1,200, 1,250 as a target in this particular counter.
All right, that's the top banking coming in from Dhwani. But for this viewers, it's once again time to limit to a very short break. Don't go anywhere, as 21 queries written to us by our women investors have already been answered and a lot of them are pouring in. So stay tuned for more after this quick break.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now Women's Special. Remember, every second and the fourth Wednesday of the month is when we will be celebrating, or rather will be celebrating this special episode. But let's continue taking your queries. Already 21 queries done from our women investors. We take the next one coming in from Mahalakshmi, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. And Shahina, I'll take this query to you. 60 shares of JBM Auto at an average price of 1,632 rupees per share. She's saying now the stock is off its 52-week high levels, and now she's seeing some sort of a downtrend is noticeable in the charts as well. She wants to know whether she should now come out of the stock, given the fact that she's making at least mild bit of profit still, and should she look at accumulating Electra Green Tech instead for the longer term?
Yeah, I think it will be a good time to make that switch because Electra Green Tech is looking good at current levels, and JBM Auto actually is going through a period of weakness. So it's better to switch, while the overall, of course, auto and sector is likely to do well over the medium to longer term. I think the switch will be better.
All right, moving on. Dhwani, the next query that I have is coming from Leena from Kolkata, and she wants to know, can she go ahead and buy Sumitomo Chemicals at current market price, and any short-term targets as well to look out for?
I'm really sorry, I won't be able to answer about this one as I am not in the stock.
All right, no worries. Shahina, any take on Sumitomo Chemicals by you?
It looks decent at current levels, but I think the overall chemical sector is better to be in something like a Deepak Nitrite rather than Sumitomo Chemicals.
All right, this next one is coming in from Purnima Kulkarni, writing to us from Mumbai. Manya is the stock that she's purchased at levels of 898 rupees per share. Shahina, how is this particular counter looking to you on the charts? No doubt when we were listed, I think it's Vedant Fashions is the counter for that. There was a lot of buzz, a lot of actually hopes riding on this particular counter. Now Vedant Fashions, how does it look to you going ahead?
Well, it has corrected, from its highs, and currently I think there are better stocks available in the overall segment. So at current levels, I think it's better if the investor exits.
Take on Vedant Fashions. We're moving on, and the next query that I have, Dhwani, is actually coming on Vedanta again. This one is from Nishi, and just quickly, if you could mark the levels for her. She has bought the shares at a price of 312 rupees. Any targets for the long term when it comes to Vedanta?
We've already talked about this counter a couple of times. Repeating the levels again, I would suggest a stop loss on the lower side to be maintained at 350 to 345 levels. Given that holds out, we'll see 400 to 410 as a target over here.
Let me take this next query then. It's coming in from Lakshmi, who has ICICI Bank at the average price of around 800 rupees per share. Should she go ahead to book profits now or hold? No doubt you gave a call, Dhwani, on the banking space. ICICI Bank, now should we look to book profits or ride the trend when it comes to this particular stock?
No, absolutely. We've talked about the stock giving a breakout, and we are looking at a further momentum buying over here coming in. So hold on to this one. 1200 to 12 is a target that we've talked about. So there are much more gains coming in on this one. So ICICI Bank is a hold from my side.
All right. This one from P. Vijay Lakshmi, who is a homemaker, Shahina. She's holding 7 shares of Bajaj Finance at a price of 8,670 rupees per share. She is at a heavy loss. She wants a fundamental as well as technical take on this particular counter, wants to know what should she do now, book profits or hold on to this counter. Fundamentally, Bajaj Finance did run into a rough patch on the regulatory action as well, isn't it, Shahina? That's when the stock also saw some sort of a correction creep in. But what's your take coming in on Bajaj Finance? Fundamentally a strong company to be with, given the fact that Vijay Lakshmi is a homemaker. I'm sure she's perturbed about the loss that she is witnessing in this counter.
I think it's better to switch even at current levels because one is, of course, NBFCs as a whole is going through regulatory issues with a lot of changes happening. RBI is putting a lot of new policies that will affect their profitability for some time. Secondly, I think the stock has run up a lot given the fact of there was this in the last couple of months the stock has rebounded after that big fall. I think at current levels it's better to switch because valuations are also extremely rich, and any negative news actually sees the stock correct a bit. So there are other stocks you can go for. ICICI Bank, I think at current levels switch.
This is the word coming in from Shahina. Move out of Bajaj Finance. In fact, look at ICICI Bank instead. Would you concur with Dhwani? Do you think your charts also are indicating that she should book out from this one or book out losses from this one instead?
Yes, absolutely. It's time to, it's a little pain, but yes, it's time to book in your losses over here in this particular counter. Reason being that the stock is trading in a downward rising channel, a downward sloping channel over here. We're not seeing any move in the recent highs that the stock made at 2375 levels. That is acting as a strong resistance, and we'll be seeing further slip coming in over here. So Bajaj Finance is definitely an exit from my side as well.
All right, let me take this one from Anjali, who's a senior citizen. She wants to know what's your take on KNR Construction. Shahina, I'm not sure whether she's invested in the stock. She's looking to invest in it, but fundamentally she wants to understand how does this particular counter look like to you?
It's a small cap. So I think as of now, it does look okay to be invested in it if you are invested in it. But I think if you want to be in this segment, it's better to go with the larger companies in the overall infrastructure development rather than KNR Construct.
All right, and this one is coming in from one of our viewers who's not mentioned a name, but I can see the DP has only girls in it. So let me take this one then. Coming in on Sundaram Fasteners, 100 shares at a price of 1,210 rupees per share. Wants to know whether should hold or exit. What's your take coming in on this one, Dhwani?
Talking about Sundaram Fasteners, currently trading at 1137 level, right?
I believe, yes. Once again, I will just ask my producer once to find the stock for you, Sundaram Fasteners that is, and to see where the stock is actually pushed at right now because, one second. Sundaram Fasteners is at around 1136, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So looking at this particular counter chartically, we've seen a structural breakdown coming in over here, and there is a bounce that is there over here. I would just exit at the bounce in this particular counter. You'll see a bounce coming in over here till the levels of 1175 to 1180. I don't see any further upside momentum continuing after that. So it's exit at a bounce in this particular counter.
Exit at a bounce is the take coming in for Sundaram Fasteners, and it will be very heartening to know, Shahina as well as Dhwani, over the last 45 minutes or so of that we started the query segment. We've been able to address 31 queries coming in from our women investors alone. So yes, there have been 1 to 2 who've cheated with us, writing their wives' names. It's fine, it's forgiven, given the fact that we are trying to benefit the entire community and all of our viewers. So thank you so much, Shahina, as well as Dhwani, for being part of this special episode on the Women's Special right here on Buy Now Sell Now. Viewers, we will be back tomorrow as well. Right now, we are time out on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. It's a goodbye from Shrishti, myself, and the team that put the show together. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.